The Witchfinder General is a 1968 British horror film directed by Michael Reeves, based on the historical novel by Ronald Bassett. The film stars Vincent Price as the infamous witch hunter Matthew Hopkins, who terrorizes the English countryside during the English Civil War. The story is set in 1645, a time when witch hunts were rampant and paranoia about witchcraft was widespread. The film follows Matthew Hopkins and his assistant John Stern as they travel through East Anglia, claiming to rid villages of witches. Their methods are brutal and corrupt, often involving torture to extract confessions. Richard Marshall, a young soldier, becomes embroiled in their actions when his fiancée, Sarah, is targeted by Hopkins. Sarah's uncle, a local priest, is accused of witchcraft, and Sarah is forced to offer herself to Hopkins to save her uncle. The ending of The Witchfinder General is particularly grim and intense. Richard Marshall, driven by vengeance, tracks down Hopkins and Stern. He catches up with them at a castle where they are preparing to execute more supposed witches. A brutal confrontation ensues. Confrontation and capture. Richard manages to capture Hopkins, seeking retribution for the suffering inflicted on Sarah and her uncle. Torture and revenge. In a reversal of roles, Richard tortures Hopkins to death, using similar methods that Hopkins employed on his victims. Tragic consequence. The violence and psychological strain take a toll on Richard. As he kills Hopkins, the arrival of soldiers marks the end of the battle. Richard's fiancée, Sarah, witnesses the horrific acts of vengeance, and her screams punctuate the final moments of the film, indicating her mental breakdown. The Witchfinder General is noted for its bleak portrayal of humanity and the corrupting influence of power. The film does not shy away from depicting the brutal and sadistic nature of the witch hunts. Vincent Price's performance as Matthew Hopkins is chilling, portraying him as a cold and calculating figure driven by greed and sadism. Upon its release, the film was controversial due to its graphic content and violent themes. However, it has since gained a cult following and is praised for its atmospheric direction, strong performances, and its unflinching look at a dark chapter in history. The film is often considered a classic of British horror cinema. Overall, The Witchfinder General stands out as a powerful and disturbing film that explores the depths of human cruelty and the consequences of unchecked power.